I am going to have to restart it. My ears are doing weird things.
Really?
Exciting. So give me 1 second to restart everything on my end, guys, because this is Mercury retrograde. So give me
It
1
is.
second.
We're doing a new platform and we're trying to figure this all out as we're streaming this out here. So, and I realized that I'm actually got some of the chat this time, but some of it will be under Sarah's name. So I'll try to let her do most of the chatting on here. But yeah, we're doing, as we said last week, we're doing some different stuff and getting some new things loaded in here, and we're working out some bugs, but it'll all be good. And part of the thing on it was we're able to stream to a lot more channels now. So that's partially why we're doing this, but we're still figuring it all out. So hello, everybody. And I will just kind of hold space here. Steph, Brianna, Mary, Dee, Pepper. Hope I didn't miss anyone. Hi, everybody. Glad to have you all on Astrology and Alchemy with Paranormal Sarah and Matt. She's got to reload. She's having some technical difficulties. Hello, Heather. So we are just kind of waiting. And she's got the list of all the aspects this week. So as I said, I always do it cold. So we need her. So hopefully she can get back on. I'm going to also watch to see if she messages me. See if she's got any issues going on here. But until then, how was your week last week? As we said, it's a lot of crazy stuff. So I don't know if you guys, obviously you survived, but yeah, it was. Yeah. One of your cats left you a dead present. That's always nice. I don't know if you've ever seen that meme about a cat's diary versus a dog's diary. And the cat's like, I've left them a corpse to show them my powers, yet they still do not fear me. Yeah, so how was your week, everyone? In the quote thing here. So I'm just kind of filling space. Hopefully she can get loaded back on. If not, I will try to load up the aspects for the week. But that would be kind of cold. So I'm doing that kind of cold. So yep. Hello, Facebook user. Oh no, weekend was horrible. That's not good to hear. School's busy. I'll have to try to find it and share it. It's hysterical. The dog's like, owner let me out, best day ever. Owner gave me food, best day ever. Owner played with me, best day ever. And then the cat's one is like really long, and it's like day 378 of my captivity. And then it's all these things about how it's trying to kill the. I try to kill my captor by tripping them on the steps. It has not worked. I try to give them a corpse of a animal to show them my powers, and they condescendingly say, "What a good little hunter, bastards!" It's funny. So I'm not hearing anything yet. Like I said, I don't have the aspects. So hopefully she can get on. So what I'll just keep chatting on though is Mary knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's funny. You got. I'll try to find it. It's a lot of fun. But so on the whole alchemy side of things, we are in a very, very heavy airspace right now. Lots of stuff in air. Even the moon's in Capricorn. So but the moon will move to Aquarius soon, and then it's going to get even more air-like come Thursday. So lots of air energy. So I got a lot of air in my chart, so I'm comfortable when there's a lot of air stuff. I have a hard time when it's water. Sarah, on the other hand, does not have as much air in her chart, and so air bugs her. Like water bugs me, air bugs her. So yeah. So we will definitely pray for your cat Yeah, I wonder what happened to her. I wonder if she's like totally gone. Well, you know what we'll do then? We're not going to do aspects. We're going to do something different tonight. As some of you guys go ahead and throw questions in here anyway, I will do my best to handle any kind of questions. So we'll make this more a Q&A with the folks in chat. Oh, hello from Brazil. Or hello to Brazil. That's awesome. I love when we have folks from outside the U.S. And so that's something I was trying to keep in check all weekend. Yeah, trying not to dwell on things. Yes, if anybody's got anything, question or anything they want to talk about, we'll leave this as kind of like an open topic. We're going to assume she's going to be able to get back in, but maybe not. I'm not hearing from her. I'm going to send her a message quick while we wait to see if there's any questions coming from anybody out there. This is interesting. I've had all kinds of weird. Oh, it's not. It's just. It's not going to let me do anything. It is doing weird stuff. There we go. No. Why is it doing this? There we go. I'll message her and see what happens here. So if anyone that may have hopped on late, Sarah was having some technical issues, and she tried to get back on here, and she can't get back on. She's got all the aspects. So we will go ahead and see if anybody's got any questions or anything. We'll just go ahead and talk about stuff. Brianna wants to know about the potions. Yeah, I'm going to do a little we'll probably work this into this class we're working on doing. But yeah, what I do is depends on what you want. So again, it's all energy. I don't necessarily call any of it magic. I view it as more just energy. And so much like you would do crystals for certain things, there are certain herbs that are for certain things. So if you wanted to manifest, calm, peacefulness, or just think of anything you would want to accentuate. There's all different kind of things you can do from this. You can even do it for signs, for different astrological signs. If you want to let's say increase your Aries energy to be more assertive, there's certain herbs that kind of fit that energy. And so then what I do is I take them and I've mixed it up. I've done it with bourbon to kind of have it be a local feel here in the Southeast. And I've also done it with vodka, but I will take the herbs fresh if I can. Sometimes I will do them dried, and I will put them in a container with the alcohol and let them steep for usually around 10 days. Something else you can do, if anyone knows about sigils, there's another thing about totally different aspect that we're going to cover eventually. But if anybody does sigil work, I'll say the more yin you go with your sigil, the more slower it takes to develop, but the more impactful it is. So like writing a sigil down on paper and burying it will have a longer turn to affect and show itself and manifest than taking one and putting it in a container full of alcohol or water. And so, or burning it would be the fastest. It's not going to be as strong, but it'll be the fastest. So what I do is, as kind of like a water one, I will also put a sigil for the intent in that container. And then, I let it go for about 10 days, and then I filter it off, and I periodically drink it for various and sundry reasons. So I've done some essential oil stuff. I need to work a little bit more with that. I have more oils than I actually have used. I've made some blends on things. The problem I had is finding the right carrier oil. I used the wrong carrier oil, and it ended up like staining stuff. And so I was like, okay, that's not going to work. So I gotta. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Saturday. It's about 2.5 years. The thing, Steph, with the signs is they'll go in varying periods of retrograde. So if a sign, depending on how long they're in retrograde, there can be a little bit of variation. So it's not necessarily linear or proportional, I guess I should say, 1/12. I'm wondering if she's like totally gone. Hopefully she comes back. Didn't expect her to be gone this long. So this may just be the Matt solo show. So let's see here. Let me go through and try to get caught on this. I'm sorry. Afraid to do a sigil, something he says. No, that's guy. I operate in this, and I think we have somebody come. Oh no, that's next door. Somebody's coming home in my house. You'll hear the dogs go nuts, and since it's just me, I won't be able to mute. So let me go through this. Yeah, I do a lot of the chaos. Technically they call it chaos magic. So I do a lot of sigil stuff. So yeah. Yeah, it's not. I get it, but everybody to their own. I'm just getting caught up on all this stuff here. Something I can buy under the. Okay, Sarah's restarting, so hopefully it's going to work. Something I can buy bury under the new house before they finish for protection. That would depend on your beliefs. I always like I got Benedictine metals that I use. I like those, but that's ties into my faith. Obviously it wouldn't for some other people. Yeah, D, Mary, or St. Michael. But again, your energy, the energy of your beliefs feeds a lot into whether those things work or not as well. So I wouldn't, not that you can't mix traditions, but you have to believe that tradition will work. That's at least kind of my view on it. I guess some people would be more purist and say you actually have to be, completely enmeshed in that tradition in order for it to work. But we have her back. Ladies and gentlemen, our host, Paranormal Sarah.
Or co-host.
No, you're the host. It even says you're the host.
Well, that's great, but I don't know why the fuck it says that. This is Mercury retrograde in its finest. My computer is freaking out. I had like 11 people messaging me. It's like my phone just blew up, my computer blew up, and everything shut down all at once. And that's how retrograde works. So if you guys think that you're alone, I ordered a snake, like my dream pet, and it's supposed to be overnighted, and it's day 4, and I'm convinced it's dead in the mail, and like everything is falling apart, Matt. Everything's falling apart, and it's not really, but it kind of is. It's like first world retrograde problems.
No.
As you can see,
I had issues right up until we got on this show as well, and so it's just you guys don't need to know, but.
Life is real. I am real. I am not a hologram, and things don't always go the way that I want, even though I am a magical witch. So, and yes, I do use the word magic. I was listening to you the whole time on my phone, and I do use the word magic. And
I have nothing against the word magic. I just view it more as energy.
Yeah. Well, and some of the math that we have been doing lately, I know it has been scary, kind of, and maybe even for some people overwhelming, because I was showing people my scribbles the other day. I was like, you don't understand. The slope y-intercept of the alchemy right now is 6/2. Don't you know what that means? I really realized that sometimes that math, that universal language, and that space of it was a bunch of people trying to do the predictions of the girl that went missing and the boyfriend and the parents, and that like her Mars was in Taurus, and that this went that, and so it must have been that she was strangled to death, and like all of this ridiculousness. And they're like, right, Sarah, don't you agree? And I was like, man, don't bring me into this crazy crap. And but of course I do, this show where we do all of this work with people, and it's not complete crazy crap at all. In fact, it is science, and 100% of the ways it's science, but it gets misinterpreted a lot, it gets misused a lot, and it gets blamed a lot, like for my snake.
I'll make a prediction. I don't know exactly which one. I got to think about this, but there'll be a Saturn aspect on the day that he gets caught.
Oh, okay.
I'll go that
Well,
far. I don't know which one yet. I got to think about this because it just came to my head. They'll be Saturn will be doing. My gut is like a Saturn Pluto thing, but maybe it's they're not in. They're really not in signs where there's going to be anything really good.
I'll tell you what, knowing that Dog the Bounty Hunter is on it and that TikTok crime series people are like everywhere, I think it'll be solved probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be solved. So we have 16 minutes that me finagling with my computer and retrograde nightmarish
I
things.
got to add too. I don't know what's going on. It must be my contacts. I am like having the hardest time. If you see me like leaning in, I'm having the hardest time like
Having an
reading.
Ariana
I
Grande
do this show
moment.
all the time, and I'm having a hard time reading all the words here. So it's like it is Mercury stuff. All the words are blurry.
Blame it on the stars.
Crazy.
Blame it on the stars. That's just what we're going to do. Today's the moon phases in Capricorn. So remember, it was the earth silence is golden, but remember, golden is malleable. So are you being flexible? And as things go crazy, I'm just reminding myself, yes, yes, I am. I am being flexible. I can do this too. I can do this too. I can do this. We can do this. This is not hard. People can do hard things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, tomorrow, Wednesday, it's going to be October 13th. Man. Okay, let's just go ahead and start it off. Let's just start it off. Here it is. Venus will be in Sagittarius. Venus, vagina, Sagittarius, fire, sextile, harmony with Saturn and Aquarius. So you said it.
So sextile is remove obstacles. So that adventurous, exploratory romance can also be business, but I find the romance thing more interesting. Removes obstacles to being able to change the rules. So if you have a relationship where there's a romantic dynamic that maybe culturally or traditionally maybe a little bit outside the box, that barrier to that being a problem will be removed and the opportunity will present itself.
You can be there.
You can fill in the blanks as to what that would be, but
you can be there for the people in your life and take relationships and responsibilities seriously. You can do both. And you can be more committed. You can be more flirtatious. You can be fun and you can be fun loving. You can do all the things. So this is like a ritual suggestion. This is a lot of the switch it, reverse it, evolve to be better. Anything in that Venus, I'm always thinking of wanting to enjoy things, wanting to try new things. And that's really a powerful energy if used well, right? But it can also be misused. I would say, again, a lot of yang energy, like a lot of masculine, I don't want to use the word predatorial, but assertive, direct, like,
this could also be just crazy bedroom stuff.
yeah.
Like
It could be that too.
I never knew that my partner was into blank.
Yeah.
But that gets put on
Can't
the
even
table.
say anything
That gets put on
anymore.
the table tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Don't even say anything.
Well, we did the horror movie thing on Sunday. It's kind of like I kind of approached that the same way that I approach good horror movies. Leave things up to your imagination because your mind can come up with better things then. So I'll leave everything up to you guys' imagination. You can fill in the blanks.
You fill in the blanks.
Yep.
And that's exactly, and Venus, think about that though. You fill in the blanks. So that's room for interpretation. And it kind of goes along with what I shared today on my Facebook when I shared with my social media doing forensic counseling. We very much along these lines. And then, of course, knowing what we now know for tomorrow, this is going to come into play. You know what I'm talking about? How to be clear with your language. So,
and this is after that crazy weekend.
I know.
This weekend, supposedly
guys,
a whole lot of crazy stuff happened.
How did your weekend go? I've got something in my eye that's itching. Now you said
mine. I don't lead a very exciting life. Well, it's it's exciting, I guess, in that, or it's busy, but it's not exciting because with all the kids and stuff. But mine was fine. It wasn't anything weird or bizarre that happened
Well, and
over
you have
my
5
weekend.
kids
But
in college.
there's a lot of we expected a lot of that Venus and Sag space. There was a lot of stuff that I think happened this weekend, and so
Crazy.
and now we're leaning it more into when So maybe
It's gonna come.
if you
It's
had an interesting
happening.
experience over the weekend, they might be contacting you on Wednesday for an encore.
Ugh, it will be. It'll be Wednesday, then it'll be again Friday and Saturday. Just wait. Just you wait and see how the energy moves. And it's
Oh, Facebook user, they're not even identified, saying I think they're on the wrong platform. This is interesting in that it's an interesting thing. We are streaming, and now we're streaming out to like
we're streaming in
eight.
12 different
We're
places
streaming to like 8 different sites. And so what'll happen here
and
is
going to 4 more
people on
soon.
the individual sites will have their chats, but not all that. This is one flaw with this platform is there's nowhere to unify all the chats. So you may be hearing us comment on comments that you might
You
not
don't
see.
see. It's proof of Stephen Hawking's different dimensions and M theory. There's just other things going on that you don't see, that you don't know, that are real. Isn't that cool? That's kind of neat to think about, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But trust
That's
that we
right.
see them and we appreciate you, whether it's Mary, whether it's Heather, whether it's Dee, whether it's Matt, whether it's Sarah, whether it's all of you guys from all different parts of the world, universes, and dimensions. We appreciate you. Even time travelers that are tuning in tomorrow and the next day and future days from that. It's kind of cool. It's also cool to go back and validate and use this as a journal. I had someone message me yesterday about using this as a journal, being able to go back and go, oh my gosh, like I can go back to the shows as long as they're still on YouTube and see, how it was that day. And I think that is a nice way of using astrology. You can always go back and check on the stars, and you can go back and you can also go forward, which is the idea of the show, is to be able to interpret what's going to be happening for the week ahead. So you guys have an idea for what is going to be happening tomorrow, Wednesday. That's that Venus energy. So be prepared for like baths, perfumes, sensual smells, tastes, pleasure, and rules shifting. Hey, want to try this, want to try that, this relationship growing in this way. And not just romance, but also finance. So Thursday, October 14th, Moon and Aquarius. Squaring off with good old Uranus and Taurus.
All right. Emotional kind of rebellion and originality and innovation squaring off with change. Uranus rules Aquarius. This is an interesting one, and that so this is a lot of this is always weird to me when you have like these crosses. So Uranus is, and you said square. So square is it's in your kind of in your way, and you have to deal with it. So if I have emotions that I want to be in, kind of assert independence, do my own thing, out of the box, what's in my way is Uranus is like these radical, or not radical, these like out of left field curveball things you don't expect, and stable and indulgent. So I always go back to this. Well, I go back to what I usually use for describing of Taurus, and that's I'm going to get up and change the world, but before that, I'm going to go ahead and take a nap, sit on my sofa, and for Pepper, who always likes when I use this example, eat a bunch of pizza.
Eat a bunch of pizza and chill out.
So
Avoiding doing anything too crazy, new, unique, and don't go off the deep end. I've put in the magical space for this because you have Moon in Aquarius with all these other shifts in Aquarius, the rules changing and not quite being so certain, but feeling the shift. Squaring off with that Uranus. Uranus is always fucking crazy. Who knows what Uranus is going to do? Taurus, all right, all right, all right. And kind of stubborn. So what's interesting in this space is I had put Middle Earth. I guess if you're not a Tolkien fan, that wouldn't speak to you, but being able to know where you are at, but where you are going. What is spilling over in your life? If you're in purgatory, why are you there? And kind of feeling out the shift, the Schumann resonance, the electromagnetic spectrum lately, just crazy energy. People have been feeling really drained and exhausted. Things going crazy sporadic. It's not bad weather. It's that revolution, that stir of I've had enough. And I've really had enough. And I've had enough. And it's
I feel like this is almost like the emotional, you're working yourself up to something, and then all of a sudden something unexpected happens, and you're like, you know what, it's really not all that bad. I'm not going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and do this thing. I'm going to go ahead and do this thing. And then all of a sudden something happens and goes, it's really not all that bad. I'm just going to go back and chill.
this is so office space feeling to me Thursday. This is so like suddenly being hypnotized to not give a shit and really being aware of that feeling that, you know what? No, I'm not coming in today because I don't want to. Like it's just this like Uranus and Taurus isn't going to do it. It's not.
Yeah.
And yet you're kind of also like, but like that's also what life is about. We are not any more important than the bluebird or blue jay. So this very important perspective shift, but it might be annoying if you're depending on somebody. If Thursday you're in a group project and suddenly that person's like, you know what? I don't think I'm coming to work today. And it's like, ba 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 ba, we have something to do today. Thursday's not going to be a good day to be dependent upon things.
Yeah. Have
Now,
you like, have you ever had an argument or where somebody looks like they're going to go ahead and start arguing with you or something, and they're just like, screw it, and they just turn around and walk away? That's kind of the energy I see for Thursday.
yeah, for sure.
Uh,
But
and they just walk away.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could very well be that. And so just kind of be aware of that. If you've got somebody in your realm that like they're teeter-tottering on quitting, you've got someone in sobriety teetered on quitting. This is guys, I've got a fuzzy in my eye. This is where people are. They've had enough.
And I know you always mention, and I agree with you, Neptune on, kind of curious about, because Dee has commented a lot on these things. I'm kind of curious what Dee thinks on this too. You always talk about like, and I agree with you, Pisces and Neptune, the whole, substance abuse, addiction type. I view Uranus and Taurus as the fall off the wagon energy. So whenever there's aspects in that, it's like I was doing really good and then something happens and, oh, shit, I'm just going to go ahead and buy a bottle of gin, or, going to go.
It's weird. Uranus and Taurus energy in that addiction space, I kind of see it because, I've worked as an addiction counselor for a long time. And back when I worked in like a treatment facility, like a lockdown facility, I could really see the astrology move. And it seemed like Uranus and Taurus was like Delta 8 gummies and like California sober, where everybody is like trying to be clean off of this, that, or the other thing. And then there's K2 or synthetic gummies or something else that's like, caffeine, or it's not illegal yet, salvia or something where people are like, oh, I can do that. I didn't know I could snort battery acid. And it's like, dude, this is not any better for you.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And it's weird. It's like, just because the rules maybe don't say so, it's going to be like, well, this isn't illegal, man. Oh, well then fuck it. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I see it as people are really going to be like, oh, well, are you married? Well, no, I'm not technically married. Oh, well, then what's the big deal? It's like, technically, because you said technically, there's something going on here. And it's that it is. And it's the undercurrents of Scorpio and all the different little vibes going on. But Thursday, I fully expect people to be fickle, cattywampus, a little clustery. Be careful. Be aware of that. So like Pepper's like, gosh dang it, I'm doing a small project on Thursday. That just means pack an extra donut, have an extra calm moment, that when you're like, yeah, so it looks like 2 people didn't show up for your project today. You're going to be like, totally plan for that.
I just thought of a great, at least in my mind, a great example of what I'm thinking of for this thing. This is like you get a text or an email, we need to talk. And then you get stressed about we need to talk. And then you actually get to talk to the person and like, what did you want to talk about? And they just go, oh, never mind. That's what this aspect is.
Yeah, I don't like any of that crap. I don't like that crap. So Thursday, I'm going to be busy working all day. It's going to be a crazy day. We're going to get through it together, guys. And it's not going to be a bad day. It's just going to be that there's a lot of people that are going to be very impulsive, making poor decisions. And it might even be us. So be aware, be aware of the push and pull of the universe. But we see how it will go, how we have to endure, and for how long we have to endure. Because Friday, payday, it's Friday night, and I feel all right. All the songs, Friday, October 15th, halfway point to Halloween. And the sun is in Libra. Uh, and that's trine.
I like Libra.
I know you do, and I can't stand it. And sorry, Libras. And Jupiter is in Aquarius. So Sun in Libra, trine, Jupiter and Aquarius for Friday.
All right. So we've said, so trine is like synergy. So we've said before that, Sun, ego, Libra is this diplomacy, likes nice things, can also be very wishy-washy and indecisive, but it's a cardinal sign. It moves things. It just moves things through others. So I always say when it's this energy, be very careful about people trying to move their agenda through you. Have you do their dirty work for them? Have you act for them? And in this case, it's got synergy with Jupiter, Jupiter's opportunity. So I say it's that car coming by, the door swings open and go, hop on in.
Woo,
What are we going to do? It's
Cupcakes.
Aquarius. It's rebelling. It's doing our own independent thing. So this to me reminds me of if you were ever in like a situation like middle school where some kid's like egging you on to do something to the teacher that's like really, really funny. And then you're the one that gets in trouble. I'd be very wary of people trying to egg you on to do their dirty work or kind of rebellion thing for them.
I double dog dare you moment. Remember that?
Yes, that would be one.
That's what I think of.
I love that movie. Christmas, the kid with the tongue stuck on the flagpole. That you don't want to be the tongue. You don't want to be the tongue stuck on the flagpole.
Don't let him triple dog dare you.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Guys, don't do it. And when I'm reading this, it says this is a really good energy for opportunities. When I say cocaine and cupcakes, this is growth. This is creation of self. This is independent drive. This is, woo, you're never going to believe it. This is the greatest thing ever. Come on. You're blah, blah, blah. This is Elon Musk. We've got a rocket ship. We're going to wherever. Chance. Luck. Feeling lucky. Feeling lucky. But that is, be aware. The evil eye. Learn something new about yourself. The shadow work, of course, for my more advanced witches. Knowing the difference between a curse and a hex. Because Libra. And because Jupiter. The expansion of luck. Probability. On a Friday. Getting paid. Wonderful weather. Kind of rainy across the Midwest. People catching up on their holiday after the mandates screwed everybody's travel plans. What's going to happen? I think it's going to be a good day. What do you think is going to happen, Matt? Any predictions?
I know Steph said it could be a fun ride, but I think it's going to be more of a fun ride for the people that don't actually don't get in the car and watch where that car goes.
Oh man, yeah.
I think you're going to see it could be entertaining. I think you're going to see somebody do something really dumb on Friday.
Who's it going to be?
It's going to be funny. No, it's not going to be me. I hope not. I'm traveling on Friday, so I hope.
So am I.
Yeah, I hope I don't want anything. I want low key boring when I travel. I don't need events. No, I'm thinking almost like it's not the right energy for like what happened to John Gruden, but it's almost like one of those like somebody's going to do something really stupid. They're going to say something. They're going to do something. It's going to be on film or on recorded, and it's going to like cost them their job or something.
going to cost them that
open
job.
mic. Well, no, it won't be an open mic. It's not going to be an accident. It's going to be like somebody's going to get goaded into. Do you? I mean, I hate going
Like
here.
putting
This will
their
be
butt cheeks
offensive,
on
but
the printer or something.
you know how this is the best. I shouldn't say the best. This is the closest analogy I can think of right now. You know, it's kind of offensive. If you remember in 2016, right before the election, the Trump grabbed them by the bleep bleep
Grab
interview,
them by the pussy, lock them.
where it seemed like that reporter was recording it, but not only recording it, but kind of like egging the whole conversation on to see what else he's going to say. That is the Jupiter and Aquarius, and the Libra thing push, and then that in this case, and you know, I'm no fan of that guy, but you know, his verbally just, oh yeah, and this and this and this thrown out there was just the recipient of all that energy being pushed to him. That's the kind of dynamic. So you got to watch. People are gonna, for entertainment purposes, people are gonna have you be the entertainment so that you take the heat, not them.
Someone in the chat room said flashing the cops by accident. Uh, yeah, that's the kind of energy that doing, yeah. Or I totally see people sitting on the printer at work with their butt cheeks or something. Because I remember that happening in college where everybody's like, do it, do it, do it. And the person, it shattered, and it actually shattered on their behind. And we had to call the Epson people, and they were like, this happens all the time, which is kind of interesting. But dumb. Dumb.
No, I won't go there, but a quote that somebody had posted recently that I got a kick out of just comes to mind, but it's kind of
that evil eye.
It's kind of it's kind of off. Yeah, no.
Don't let it happen to you.
I could be the recipient of the Aquarius thing here, so I'm not gonna say it.
Right. We won't go there. But then it gets even better. It gets even better. It gets even better. Yes, it does. It gets even better. This is totally a Caddyshack kind of weekend. It's not bad. It's funny. It's optimistic. There's probably crazy topless moments or strange happenings or weird things like Jupiter and just kind of the craziness. But then you see Saturday. And of course, I'm like, oh, it's, oh, it's magic, you know. But also, I'll be traveling, so I really don't like that. But Mercury, still retrograde for a few more days, will be in Libra. Mercury retrograde in Libra, sextile Venus in Sagittarius for Saturday night. And I ain't got nobody. But Venus is on fire, and you know what that means.
You're diplomatic. Being able to work through others, soft power, communications can be very persuasive, removing obstacles to romantic exploration. This is be on your guard on Saturday, because I would say this is vulnerability to getting sweet talked.
Ooh, the charm.
Yes.
Charm.
This is a charm your way into bed energy on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. This is scary.
So be careful.
Be careful. Guys, don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say Matt and I didn't tell you. We told you.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of.
Oh my God, how did I end up here?
We told you. We told you. Cocaine and cupcakes. That's how you got here. And how's it gonna? I'm trying to get a sense of the. It's totally like a Steve Martin movie. It's funny. It's Chevy Chase funny, but it's Bill Murray funny. It's Saturday Night Live when it was still good funny. It's Dana Carvey fingers funny. It's Wouldn't Be Prudent. Just funny, but like possibly offensive, and like just it's gonna be crazy. So the diplomatic reading for this is to communicate and connect and find ways to comprehend and understand and knowing the difference, because applying energy can really improve relationships, but it's a slippery slope on wax paper. So that charming, like, you know, I don't know. I see it being like, what is that movie? And I'm so embarrassed I can't remember the name of. Isn't it Robert? Oh God, I'm so embarrassed. Is it Robert De Niro who's blind and he dances with the woman? Scent of a Woman.
Oh, I think it is Robert De Niro. I never watched. I never saw that movie, but yeah.
That's what I get from this Saturday. Containing the past, growing the future. Networking, but don't push it. Let sleeping dogs lay. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting. Someone said the jerk. Oh, totally. I know, I know. Do, 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 do. Oh, I just put work song. Do, 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 do. It's going to be
Oh, they
very
had it wrong.
charming.
It's Pacino, not De Niro. Okay.
Oh, it's Pacino. See, I'm so sorry. I know I'm really
I
bad
didn't
with
see the movie.
names.
I was.
But yeah, it's going to be that vibe. And so then you go,
Well,
okay,
I'll add one more thing real quick. Ground. If we're going out Saturday, ground. And I would not. This is not a weekend that I would go and get really like drink a lot or get like hammered or anything like that, because again, this is a charm. You could be charmed on Saturday.
and be charming,
That's true
which
too.
is
That's
be
true. The
aware.
energies, the energies. You got some tailwinds here. If you want to put on your
Hey,
charm game and try to work that on somebody, you got that going for you as well.
by the way. Yeah, be careful, be aware.
I always think more. I see. I always think more of the defensive for the people listening, not telling them how to kind
I
of
know,
avoid
not to
wrestling.
manipulate. That's other level things. Those are other level things. But this is just to be aware of that. It's a teeter-totter. So I'm always aware of how it will be used against me, with me, for me, to me, at me, with, like, all of it. I want to see the energy for what it is and how I can wield it. So that is to be said for all of us listening. So with that, Sunday, what happens to Sunday? Jupiter goes direct. Oh, finally. Jupiter goes direct in Aquarius. It joins Saturn, who recently went direct in Aquarius, has been in Aquarius, but has become direct, meaning we see it again. Oh, there's Jupiter. Where's it been? We must have sacrificed enough people. Enough cat people overdoses. There's been a lot of that in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Death. A lot, and we must have appeased Jupiter. He's now in the sky again with Saturn in Aquarius for Sunday Fun Day. Let the Chiefs win. What happens with Jupiter going direct in Aquarius?
Well, I always view like Jupiter retrogrades like the opportunity with an asterisk. So it's like you get like tickets to this awesome like outdoor concert and like a hurricane hits, or you know you get a beach house and you know it rains the whole time, or it's like the opportunity, but something bad happens. Well, now that but and asterisk goes away, so now it's just more opportunity without necessarily a downside. Doesn't mean it's going to be all good, but you have a much greater chance of that opportunity being pretty much how it seems, and not have some big curveball that's going to go along with it.
Well, and what's funny is, again, you guys know, and if you're joining us for the first time tonight, welcome. And you won't be surprised to know that I sing. I hear spirit in music, and I don't particularly love the song that I hear for this Sunday, but the ability to expand Jupiter and Aquarius. So it's like plucking these strings, opening yourself back up, opening yourself to the present and to the future, expanding all around you. Joy coming in. This is salt magic. Someone in earlier said sweet and salty. Yes, you're getting a lot of sweet on the front end, Friday and Saturday. Salt magic for Sunday. Sugar magic if you want to get into the shadowy space. And I hear that good vibration. It was good vibration. You know that song from the
Mm-hmm.
90s?
Yeah.
That is what I hear for Sunday. It's a lot.
If anyone knows, why am I drawing a blank on the guy's Mark Wahlberg?
Ooh,
He
underwear
sang that.
model. Hey.
He hates that. He denies it all, but that was Marky Mark, and that was Mark Wahlberg before he became an actor.
Really?
Yeah, you
Is
can look
that
it up.
real?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
He used to. People would bring that up. He'd like freak out in interviews and
I'm
stuff.
pretty
He
sure
wanted. He wanted to. He
that
wanted to
makes it
hide it
better.
all. But yeah, yeah. It's like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch or something. Yeah,
He's
it's Mark
always
Wahlberg.
will be an underwear model to me. I don't care what anybody says. Anyway, if you didn't know that he was an underwear model, stop what you're doing right now.
There was a weird quote. I wanted to add here because I think it's very funny. Somebody asked who they think, and you know some of the stories. So I get who do you think embarrasses their kids more,
Me.
you or me?
But it's probably you. But I don't know.
I don't know
I
about it. That's true. Maybe not embarrass. I think I mess with my kids more than you do.
I think you prank and mess with your kids more, and that your kids are maybe more, I don't want to say more serious, but more mature. And then my kid, I don't know, like Declan, my youngest, he's just like me. So I embarrass him, but he embarrasses me back. Like this kid in the candy aisle with a woman behind me who's a voluptuous woman, and she's like picking over the candy. And he looks at her and she goes, I probably shouldn't, but I'm just going to grab me a candy bar. And he goes, You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Like this kind of crap, because I'm doing it to him for sugar, but he's doing it for sugar, but it doesn't look like that. But he's so beautiful and small and cute and serious, then you probably shouldn't. And like everyone gets really quiet. So yeah, my kids are a lot younger, says Mary. They are.
Yeah.
And so it's equally back and forth. And Matt, I would say you guys get to do like eating challenges and the hottest chip and pepper challenges. Like you have a lot of fun in that
I
space.
mess with my kids. So I'll share this story really quick. This is not Dad of the Year, and I know I totally derailed this conversation now, but my one son used to always follow me around and just ask tons of questions. This is just in a nutshell the kind of crap I'd pull. And so he's like, Dad, is the shark on the Universal ride real? And I can do this real poker face. I try. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but it's no big deal. I'm like, the boat goes out in
Where's
the
your
middle of
nerd?
the boat goes out in the middle of the water. It dumps over, and you all swim to the shore. And as long as you're not the slowest swimmer, it's really, really cool. I'm like, at least that's how it was when I went with your brother Ben. He's like, we don't have a brother Ben. I'm like, he was a slow swimmer. And then walked away. That's the kind of crap I would pull.
Yes, he's right. That's where I'm horrible. So I'd be like,
Or my one son asked if I got bit by a dog because it was a full moon and he was afraid I was going to be a werewolf. And so the whole weekend I started like doing just these little things. I'd be like doing this. And then I'd be like, Jared, how are you doing? And then eventually I got down on all fours.
ah,
I got down on all fours and actually ran out the back door. I like messed with him the whole day that I was like turning into a werewolf. That's the kind of crap I pull.
I love it. It makes
So
my
anyway,
eyes water. It makes me
totally,
so
totally
happy.
derailed this. You're talking about Sunday and
Yeah.
sugar and salt magic.
And speaking of howling at the moon, oh, something happens on into the night, late into the night, like midnight, like ghoulish times. Sunday, Mercury goes direct. Thank heavens. Thank heavens. Thank heavens. Mercury goes direct in Libra. What does that mean? I mean, Mercury.
What I was saying is like the whole Libra energy, again, you're working through others. So you're trying to communicate things through other people. And I always feel like when it's in retrograde in this, it's like that sitcom where the message gets messed up. So you think they're gonna do what you thought they were gonna do, and they do like the exact opposite. Again, I go back to that Led Zeppelin "Fool in the Rain," where
Pivot.
he's crying because his date stood him up and here he's in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
That all gets clarified now. So now all this passive influencing others to do things for you, communication and things now will actually be more effective. The message will actually come through. So you still need to be on guard. It's just, and if you're trying to get people to, sell people on doing certain things, at least you'll be more effective at that come Sunday.
Mary says, I don't think I've ever seen direct before. Mercury direct in Libra. This is a good time as far as like computer things breaking, things being fickle these last few weeks, just, kind of feeling off, tripping, stubbing your toe, all the little aches and pains and just things not lining up right, having to, measure 3 times to cut twice still. It's going to lighten on Sunday evening. some peace, some quiet, some centering, some actual rest, not just exhaustion, which is exciting. The ability to not have to repeat yourself or feel like you have to scream to get things to be heard will be nice. A little bit of balance will be restored. I think this is important for more advanced witches to be looking at the grounding versus centering. Libra will be asking you to be doing both. So being able to do both and like all four frequencies, grounding and centering yourself and being able to flush that space and restore yourself to the fulcrum as the universe kind of levels itself out and readies for winter. And then it's really readying itself for Monday because Monday. You knew I was going to sing that, right? I don't know if it's going to be good to us. I mean, it might be. Monday, Mars moves in Libra. Mars in Libra. Trine, Jupiter in Aquarius direct.
Ooh.
Mm,
Yeah, it could be good or bad.
Right.
So it's synergy. So now we have the opportunity, and it's direct, and that opportunity.
You've restored balance.
Asserts. Again, I use different. I want to use different adjectives here because I don't want to like pigeonhole this. Aquarius can be innovative. It can be rebellious. It's independent. So that there's lots of shades to what that could look like. But you have an opportunity in that area that now has synergy with you wanting to do action. But that action, again, Mars is, Libra is the opposite. Mars rules Aries, which is, screw it, just do it. And Libra is the opposite sign of that. So it is, muted through this whole, I want to act, but I want to act through others. But that opportunity is going to be there. And it's going to be, again, kind of like outside the rules, breaking the rules stuff. So I think, again, I'm fighting a sneeze now. So excuse me. The universe didn't want me to finish that. The Christmas story, putting the tongue on the flagpole. You're going to have, somebody else that they want to do it, but they're not going to break the rule or anything. They're going to egg you to do it. So be aware.
You're never going to believe what I heard. I can't talk to you. It's just too much. Okay. It's like one of those moments where one of my favorite hip hop artists, Reeve Khalil, he's a Native American hip hop artist out of the Midwest, and he has a song called Glitch, where he's talking about conspiracy theories, and all of a sudden in the middle of the song he goes, "Oh wait, they're listening," and it breaks into a completely different song. And he's like, I'm not doing nothing too controversial, and it's kind of a little dance mix, and it's a really cool moment. It's like a complete break in the song, and I feel like Mars in Libra is a forward, assertive, intuitive, instinctual. I think of right on. How like what air motivation can do if someone is, like you said, egging you on, or just something said in a break wind temper moment. And with Jupiter and Aquarius, it's going to be that chicken, like Back to the Future. What are you? Chicken? Oh, hell to the no! Don't call me that. For me, it's stupid. I don't like to be called stupid. And so if someone's like, "Oh, well, you're just stupid," I'm going to lose my crap. Not anymore. I'm mature. But on Monday, when I'm feeling froggy and Mars is in Libra and I'm at my balanced fulcrum, but then suddenly Jupiter there with the window open and the cocaine and the cupcakes. Hi, like over here, it's going to be one of these moments. People better be careful. The shadow work is slow motion. If you can move on slow motion, in slow motion, knowing how to use your brakes. How do you use your brakes? Don't just jerk stop, people. Slow down before you come to the complete stop.
Steph had a comment about, isn't it also energy? Like I think she was speaking to the Aquarius. Maybe it was the Libra of kind of searching for truth. And
yes,
I view that in Aquarius, but I follow that under the independent. So that's kind of where, I'm going to follow what I think is right and do follow my own path, do my own thing, advocate for what I believe in, that kind of. So I kind of follow that under the independence piece of thing. And then on the Libra, I guess I guess you could put it under truth. I always view Libra as Libra wants fairness. So I guess some people might say true, but you know, Libra wants things to be balanced and even and fair.
I always see them as the protester with the "We want change. When do we want it now?" Like, or the this might be dating me a little bit, but the Mouskowitz, the girl that is there and like, we just want to make sure that there's no more mice and that we can be and that the cats and like the American Tail, the girl that the mouse falls in love with, that's very, she's an advocate. She's out there and she's just wants to save the world. I see that as Libra.
One of my favorite movies, Heathers. I think of the counselor. Whether or not someone killed, whether to kill yourself or not is one of the most important decisions a teenager can make. Like that, and the little like protests and that's
yes.
She's Aquarius to me.
It is, and it's Aquarius, and Libra.
The Libra is kind of the first Heather, the first one that gets killed. Is kind of Libra. Because she has a lot of it, not completely, because she does some of her own stuff, but you know, she gets other people to do some of the things, and she's like a mix. I have to think about this more, but she's a mix. But there's
and if you've not seen Heathers, guys, with Winona Ryder from the 80s, 90s, you need to go see Heathers. It was one of my favorite monologues in high school. It's a good show. It's like Mean Girls original, but better, much better. And who was the bad guy in that? It wasn't River Phoenix. It was
Christian Slater.
Christian Slater. That's right.
Scorpio. That character was a Scorpio.
Ooh, total Scorpio. Him at the end coming in all. Anyway, stay focused. Tuesday. Tuesday. You guys, we'll be time travelers. It'll be a whole week from today. And my cheeks hurt. My cheeks hurt to say what the astrology is going to be on Tuesday, October 19th. And that is, of course, after a crazy week of Jupiter expansions, things going direct, and it's right before a full moon. Moon and Aries trine Venus and Sagittarius.
I wish this was on a weekend.
It's on a Tuesday. It's on a Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, so
don't have any tequila this night, ladies.
Yeah, this is So this is, Aries. We haven't had Aries in a while. Aries, my little motto for Aries is screw it, just do it. It's the first sign of the zodiac. It is, I call it the 14 or 15-year-old guy. They don't think much past a week. And in some cases, no offense, Aries, sometimes they don't think, they just do. Emotionally, now getting synergy with romance. Hey, I want to explore and try new things. So you can just do the math there of not a whole lot of impulse control emotionally, syncing with exploring things romantically.
Don't come out tonight. On the rise. Woo! Clothes are coming off. Venus and Sagittarius. People are feeling spicy. The rules are changing. Boundaries. Cold magic. The goddess of discord.
This is like, I don't know why I thought this, but maybe this may apply to somebody when these ideas pop in. Knock before you open closed doors, like even like in your work and stuff like that. Because this is the energy where you're gonna find people in there like
get in the UFO.
You're gonna find people like getting it on in the supply closet at work or something. That's kind of the crap that's gonna be going on Tuesday.
It is. If not the whole weekend.
That's true. But yeah, Tuesday is going to be.
Just comes to a head, no pun intended. And Heather's getting the UFO. We're doing butt stuff. It's perfect. I'm pretty sure Scotty Roberts has a shirt for that. And if not, I'm going to be having one soon. So this is real. This is real. The sauciness, the charm in the air, the influence. Go get them. What's that? Nothing. Like people are going to be jumpy. People are going to be impulsive. People are going to be capable. This is one of those, like, I'm doing a photo shoot in Kansas City this weekend, and it's going to be late in the evening. And my husband was like, you need to be aware of your surroundings, because essentially, you're going to be out walking around in the middle of a city that you feel safe in, but it might be different than what you're used to. And I was like, oh man, when I look at the astrology, what am I looking? Oh no, I might feel like, oh, look at the lights, look at oh, I love Kansas City. It smells like barbecue. It's going to be so nostalgic. But somebody could be ready to rob me right over the corner because I'm not paying attention. Right. So this is how, like, being aware of this energy, because that's how we want to use it, to be protected and prepared, and just also so that when this stuff is happening and we're like, what the hell's wrong with me? You realize it's not you. We're in this together, and you see how it's affecting everybody, and you begin to be quite capable of predicting things and feeling really comfortable with the changes as they come. It's just tide. It's just a tide. It's just a phase. It's just a constellation. It's just an energy. So we're going to have a lot of really fun movements in the week ahead. What advice do you have for people, Matt?
Ground and stay sober.
Ground and
Might
stay
be a little
sober.
bit, this, I mean, you could have a pretty wild week, but you may be a wild week that you didn't want. You may end up doing things you don't want to do. So
Leave the
I would
camera at
be
home.
Harry Potter, the first Harry Potter, that guy, I forget his name, the one with the Fitch, was it? The one with the like maintenance guy with the lantern. Like, you're about to go into the dark forest. You got to keep your wits about you. You got to keep your wits about you this week. That's my advice. So if you're going to take advantage of some of these opportunities that will pop up, just be intentional about it. Make sure that it's something you want to do and that you're not persuaded into doing it, because there's a lot of persuasive energy out there this week.
Persuasive energy. Do not be.
And a lot of Venus stuff in that exploratory space. So. It's opportunity, but be intentional.
Intention. That's really important. I think in that grounding, that centering, intention. Know your intentions and know the intentions of others. So if you feel yourself being charmed or being charming, ask yourself, what am I doing? What is my goal here? What is my intention? And as long as you're okay with whatever that is, you're going to have a great time. That's probably how that's going to go. So Slozer at email or Yahoo?
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
It's old, but I just kept it.
No, I always get it confused with mine because we're putting both of those in the chat room, guys. If you want to be able to get a hold of Matt or I am going to put them in the chat room. But paranormalsarah.com, mslozier at yahoo.com. Wherever you are watching this now, just direct message us or contact us there.
Yeah.
Follow the wormhole. We are real people. So, yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Get in contact, man. Get a reading, man. Reach out, man. Tell us how you're doing.
Yeah, we're doing this cool thing now where we've been working on these like alchemy equations, and so we've been doing this how it hits. So we can do it. We can do one the show, and it's a combo Sarah and I do. So it'll be like a paragraph from each of us, but it can show how the specific day is impacting you, and then also working on one for kind of couples where you take you take the alchemy of the two partners and kind of see how that balances out.
Right.
So we're working on these different equations and kind of cool. I found mine interesting. I did it for my marriage, and it kind of played out the way that I thought it would. So it's just interesting.
Gives you insight in a way that, let's face it, numbers is its own language, and they're not as subjective. So you get to look at it in a different way, and it helps you navigate. It's like latitude and longitude of some of the things that you're doing and the ways that you're relating to people in your life. So It's cool. And if you guys have any interest, if you're here joining us, not just because we're cool and fun and, a lot of fun to hang out with, but because you might have an interest in astrology, don't hesitate to reach out and ask for a reading. We would love to help you. And join us next week, next
Not only
Tuesday.
that, if you like it, like wherever you're seeing this on, like it, share it.
Send
We'd
it to
love
a
to grow the
friend.
we'd love to grow the family here, and
Send it
this is a
somewhere.
lot of fun.
Yeah, send it to somewhere. Share it if that's the only thing you can do. Because yeah, we are trying to grow that audience and be a staple in your household, and we want to see you next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time here where you found us tonight. So be there, be square, and we'll see you after this crazy Venus weekend that we have had.
Yes, stay safe.
Bye, guys.
Take care.